All right, let's connect it up. See what we got here. Welcome everybody. Let's see what we got loaded up. Everybody. All right, guys. So see what we got loaded up. See what we got here. So how is everybody doing? Gonna wait for people to be joining here this Sunday, May 20th, and couldn't live stream last Sunday because I was at Walker Stalker Nashville, and I will talk about that. I will talk about Fear the Walking Dead news, which isn't too much, but there is some other stuff going with the cast and other shows that they may be in and not. If you're up to date, you'll know about the Lauren Cohan stuff and some movie stuff, and I saw Deadpool 2. I'll talk about all that as well throughout the hour. So if you want to post any questions, do it in the top chat, and we'll see what we got for questions and what's going on with everybody there. Thank you guys for joining me this Sunday, May 20th. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. Not too much in the world of The Walking Dead filming news on there, but we got some stuff with, if you're checking out the channel, the Walking Dead news stuff, the Walking Dead Instagram pages, and really the news around there, it's when stuff happens, it's everywhere. So there hasn't been too much filming pictures since the first episode. It's kind of like they're at the studio now and it's been raining, so there hasn't been too many pictures around there, and that's all right. But we'll see when stuff comes out more. No, do we know John's last name? Paul Eagle? Yeah, it's Dory with an I-E, not a Y. But John Dory is kind of one of my favorite characters now on Fear the Walking Dead. I thought he would be pretty cool as a character, and we'll see. As the last episode, going to talk about that. Zombieland 2, right, Tudor? I'm excited about Zombieland 2. It's like 10 years, if it comes out next October, since the first Zombieland, which is crazy to think. Funny that my wife and I, we watched the first Day of the Dead. It was on AMC. I have Spectrum Internet and cable television, and it was on AMC's On Demand, just through the cable box. And I was like, oh, let's put on Day of the Dead. And it's from 1985, 1986, and Greg Nicotero's in it. He's also probably doing some of the effects on there, but he's in there. It's very young Greg Nicotero. He's actually known as Gregory Nicotero in the credits. And I was just trying to get my zombie fix on there, I guess. But yeah, I was thinking that I'll talk about a lot of different things. The convention, which was last weekend in Nashville, which was crazy to think that it's been a week. And Chandler Riggs, I have the panel up on the PT channel, parts 1 and 2, and then the Fear the Walking Dead panel in 3 parts. And I actually fell asleep watching Fear the Walking Dead last week's episode and had to watch it when I got home from Nashville, but I thought it was a good episode. Episode 405, titled Laura, was pretty cool. That John, it's definitely a bottle episode and a slower episode, but I think that it was necessary. So usually people hate bottle episodes and people hate episodes like that in general, but I thought, let me just lower this camera. It just looks kind of weird. Lower that. But yeah, so I thought the Fear the Walking Dead episode was good. I think this week's episode will get some stadium knowledge, and I think it was pretty cool that we're finally going to get that answered, or somewhat answered, right? Because I'm tired of waiting to wonder if Madison's still alive, if what's up with Althea, where is, these characters, is Naomi still alive? And we want to get some answers, because it's enough with the questions, right? We got episodes 6, 7, and 8 coming up, and I think that would make sense. Great question, Tudor. Do you think they will bring Chandler in Zombieland? Sure, if they film in Georgia, which they probably will, there would be no problem to bring him in for a little cameo. He's not doing anything else, but he lives in Los Angeles now. But I'm sure if they were going to have him in there, they could do it. They have to know that The Walking Dead is huge. They have to have little connections here and there. I personally would love if they had Rick Grimes, Melissa McBride as Carol, and Norman Reedus as Daryl. I think that would be pretty cool if you had those three, or even Chandler somehow. either those four, and then you had the four characters. You have to have another foursome of the Zombieland characters and The Walking Dead, I think would be pretty cool. That's if they film in Georgia. I think they should. It's good tax breaks for that. Zombieland 2, I'm excited for it, that's for sure. Fear has been definitely better. I'm not really sure what Morgan has really brought to the table that much. Hasn't really done much because he's in, all life is precious mode, and he's injured, and it's kind of weak. I don't really know if it's necessary to have Morgan on the show. Hopefully you can have John and Naomi and Althea and maybe a couple other new characters. I still think they have to get rid of Madison. I think they need to do that. And if you saw the panels on Fear the Walking Dead parts 1, 2, and 3, you can see Kim Dickens during the panel. Clearly. If you've seen Andrew Lincoln in some of the panels and Norman Reedus in some of the panels that I have up, if you haven't, definitely check them out. You'll see a major difference of the leading characters on The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. That is a big difference. I think Kim Dickens needs to go. She doesn't seem like she's the most appropriate character to lead the show anymore. I think she needs to go. Nick, Frank Delane wanted to leave, so he's gone, which is fine. He's gone. And Nick can leave, but we need people to bring up the slack, or the show can just go away and they can do something else, because it's been 3 and almost half seasons, 3 1/4 seasons of a show that has gotten a little better and improved and then went back to it and improved and went backwards. So I think this season with the stadium and the vultures and the new cast and everything, I think it should be pretty good. We'll see if it makes sense or not. But Walker Stalker Nashville, last week, we got the panels up if you want to check them out. Caitlin Nakin performed. I didn't record it because my arm was really killing me to record stuff from the panels, and it was pretty good. She was definitely a good performer. There was a lot of cast there. A lot of people were there. They were filming late into Friday night. People still, like Norman Reedus came late on Saturday morning, some of his photo ops, and I guess the photo ops really got pushed back more than anything, because if you're at the booth, you just got to wait till he gets there. So the photo ops got pushed to Sunday morning instead of Saturday morning. So he was filming late on Friday, and I believe him, Alana Masterson, Tom Payne, and maybe Pollyanna McIntosh came together on Saturday morning to Walker Stalker Nashville. Got some cool pictures up on Instagram. Pretty cool stuff if you want to check it out, for sure. Do you find it lame? No, I don't think it's lame, Tudor. Do you find it lame for a cop to have PTSD from doing his job? Not really, because I'm in the notion and the idea that human beings are not made to kill unless something is psychologically wrong with them, or some experience or some environment makes them that way. So if you're a cop or a grocery store employee or a physical therapist or a doctor or a lawyer or a plumber or something, I don't think we're built for that. Being a police officer, you can still have trauma and stress that really changes you. And, some people go years without having to fire their weapon. Or I don't even know. Some people may go careers without firing their weapon as a police officer. If you're a cop in a small town, you might not get that much action and pack. This isn't the 80s movies where, Tango and Cash and I think we